So today we're going to talk about one of the great underrated tools or techniques, you could say, if we're using LOA buzzwords. What's the next technique? One of the great tools or techniques when it comes to quickly changing our state, how we feel, and hypothetically being able to dismantle limiting beliefs really quickly. That's what I'm going to share with you in this car vid. I feel like we haven't been in the car for a while doing a video together. Yeah, if you're unfamiliar with me, my name's Tim. I provide radical counseling and coaching when it comes to spiritual topics and stress relief topics, especially those associated with the law of attraction and law of assumption, as it's called. Most people who talk about these things on YouTube are, in my opinion, guilty of a fair amount of spiritual bypassing and looking at things in a really delusional manner that's not actually practically helpful in your life. And I'm guilty of that too. I think everybody's guilty of that. But the point of a lot of the work I do is to show you that there is a way to implement these various, manifesting principles and spiritual principles so that you're not being this pie in the sky theoretical person who doesn't have their life change, but instead as being that courageous, loving person who is integrating these ideas fully into their life and seeing their life improve by moving through difficult emotions and seeing other people's lives around them improve by being able to handle people's emotions and tendencies in a more loving, compassionate manner. I think that's what a lot of these great LOA type of teachers were trying to get at. And I think it's what a lot of the people talking about these ideas on YouTube completely miss because they get caught up in the theory. We don't get caught up in the theory here all that much. We do from time to time, but whenever we get too far off the road, we make sure that we stay on the road. And one way we do that is with what I'm about to discuss. Something that is incredibly helpful when it comes to changing your mood, changing your state, changing your outlook, changing your expectancy about how your life is going to be, changing your assumptions, changing what you attract into your life, if we're using all this LOA parlance. Something that's incredibly helpful is anger. Getting angry. Now, I'm all for feeling your feelings. Getting soft and gentle and non-judgmental with our feelings and our parts, if we're going to use, more like internal family systems, therapeutic type language. Getting to know our sense of fear, getting to know our sense of shame, our sense of basically, not having enough, scarcity, getting to know that stuff emotionally so we become more intimate and comfortable with it. But, and this is a huge but, at the same time, my bread and butter for myself has always been being able to say fuck it to all that shit. I talk about this a lot in my book, The Joy of Not Thinking. Spoke about it at length, showed it at length in my video series called Stop Being Serious from many moons ago. I'll put a link above to clips from that. You can go to stopbeingserious.com if you want to watch all of it. Everybody that I've ever met in my life is full of shit, including me. And when we get different with our body and our thoughts, our life changes sometimes really quickly in terms of how we feel because we realize we're full of shit. And being playful is a great way of doing that, like jumping up and down, like making sounds like a monkey, like, but let's just call it like it is. Another great way of doing it that most people shy away from is anger. If you feel stuck, if you feel like you're in a hole that you can't dig out of, a great way to quickly change that is to get really fucking angry. And not at something out there, but within yourself. To essentially get angry at yourself. To start talking out loud, perhaps yelling at yourself out loud. And obviously you want to do this in a place where you have some privacy so you don't look like a total loony bin. But getting to a place where you are speaking out loud to yourself with anger, true anger, basically being like, what the fuck are you doing? You fucking fuck. What the fuck are you fucking doing? Listen, I'm being very gentle here too, mind you, okay? This is like a 5 out of 10 scale. If I was really doing this to myself, as I did the other day when I took a walk because I was irritated, and that's why I'm making this video as a reminder. When I was really doing this on my walk the other day, I was walking up a hill. I was cursing the living fuck out of myself. I got angry. 10 out of 10 anger. And guess what happened? That block I felt that seemed so real, that seemed so foreboding and overwhelming, completely disappeared. You know why? Because that quote-unquote emotional block was all imagined. It was all imaginal. And by forcefully speaking out loud with 100% energy and effort, because I was so consumed with that energy and that effort, that imagined feeling that had been bothering me and had seemed kind of overwhelming when I was just sitting there and stagnant, had no choice but to get the fuck out of town. You can get feelings to move the fuck out of town real fucking fast when you start swearing and getting crazy with yourself, at yourself. I'm not talking about getting angry at another person. You can do that too, but it can have certain repercussions. As I said, I've done a lot of, I guess you could say, emotional healing work on myself, particularly the last 5 years, where I like being very gentle with my emotions and non-judgmental all the time. But I gotta tell you, there are many times where you will be better served, instead of getting intimate with your emotions or feeling the feelings, to just fucking kick them to the fucking curb by saying, fuck you, I'm in fucking charge right now, motherfucker. You don't get a fucking vote. I'm paraphrasing Jocko Willink, the Navy SEAL. I did a podcast episode. He has a great book. I'll put a link above to the podcast episode I read from, where he talks about, these feelings where we have where we feel like we can't go on, we feel limited, we feel, basically like we're somehow compromised. Jocko's got a great line in his book. He says, they don't get a vote. They don't get a fucking vote. They don't get a fucking vote. Most, if not all, of our problems are self-created. See, this is what we call master's level fucking law of assumption advice. None of this dumb, it's all pushed out, we're all theoretical. No, motherfucker. Real law of assumption is someone screaming at themselves to change their fucking state automatically as they take a walk. And if somebody saw that person thinking that they're fucking nuts. It's like Neville said, the moth flying so close to the fire because it's so in love with the fire that it burns itself up. That's the fucking law of assumption. That's the law of attraction. If we're really applying this stuff, integrating it, it's not all la-di-da-da-da-da-da-da, or just robotically affirm without feeling something over and over again. He loves me. He loves me. He loves me. Fuck that shit. It's getting real with ourselves to change how we feel. Like I said, active movement or speaking out loud, especially speaking out loud in a stern way, fucking changes shit. It changes shit. This is so fucking obvious that virtually no one's going to talk to you about it as straight shooting as I am right now. This is why I say the shit I talk about on this channel starts where most motherfuckers end when it comes to this stuff. Let's get fucking real. How do you feel? If you feel bad and you're unable to work with that feeling and it persists for, hours or days or weeks, get out of your comfort zone with your body and start playing around with your body, or get real fucking angry. Go to the car, go to the bathroom, go to your room, shut the door, and fucking scream at yourself. Talk yourself off of that emotional edge, because it's fucking bullshit. It's imagined. It's imagined. It's imagined. It's not fucking real. What's real right fucking now? This. Just this. This. This is it. This is God. This is it. This is the creative moment right fucking now. And then we project all this bullshit onto it the next moment. And guess what? We can wipe it clean again and again and again. I love talking about this stuff. I love sharing it with people. This is the juice. This is what has helped make my life better. These kind of integrations of LOA and law of assumption principles mixed with all the other, stress management and spiritual stuff I was into before. But it's not like gonna look pretty for a lot of you a lot of the time. It's not gonna be like, I'm doing SATs now. I'm doing robotic affirmations now. No, motherfucker. It's gonna look fucking ugly. Let's get messy. A lot of the time, we're too soft with ourselves. Marvin Daniels, my friend, and I, we do relationship coaching, SP coaching, and, we see this all the time. People are too soft with themselves, and then they're unable to initiate appropriate interactions with their partner or the person they want to be with because they're too soft on themselves. We sometimes have to be more forceful. And no, we're not going to be violent with our partner. We're probably not going to yell at them the way we would yell at ourselves. But the point is, if you're willing to yell at yourself and be as honest as you feel like you need to be with yourself, you're going to be able to be honest like that if need be with your partner. Instead of saying, he loves me, he loves me, he loves me, or she loves me, she's coming back, da-da-da, all this bullshit. My 2-year-old's walking up the driveway. That's someone who's ready to kick some ass. If you want help, you know where to contact me. I can be reached for a free consultation at the link below. Till next time, keep it real.